everybody. Welcome back to the nation. Let me get this up to an adult level. Vince McSham, your host here. And you may have caught the community post that I put out there a little while back. We were supposed to be doing SummerSlam tonight at 6 o'clock, and I said due to technical difficulties. And let me see something here, because it looks like it's all my shit corrupted, apparently. And I don't know how bad that really is. But so far, in my backup drive here, I don't even have the WWE2K22. Now, I have a save online, but I'll be honest, I've been bad, and I haven't backed it up manually in a couple of weeks. Hopefully, the game did itself. But as you can see, 2K22 is not here. I don't even know which other ones are missing. And this time, I can't blame 2K. Andrew Roberts, what's up, buddy? I was playing Far Cry 6 and decided to play the DLC that I had paid for. See how it keeps jumping? What's up with that? Because not all this stuff, I think, is backed up. Anyway, I downloaded the DLC stuff because I hadn't downloaded it and hadn't played it in a while. And it won't even go to other. Or did it? Look at that. This is where we have our problem. Unknown add-on. Unknown add-on. And as you can see, it keeps on like flickering and doing shit. So, and then when we get to my main screen here, these are not the games that I had on my ribbon in a very long time. So it's like it went back in time. None of this is good news. And you see how it keeps on stuttering, for the lack of a better term? So I'm not entirely sure what the issue is. I know it's not good. I think it's something to do with the backup external hard drive. But if it has corrupted all my... Let's put it this way. When I go to my backup save file that's on the cloud, if it's not pretty current, then I'm done. I am not rebuilding another universe mode. I am not rebuilding tag teams and entrances. I'm not doing it. What's up, Juan? I'm just taking it as a sign from God that I need to take time off from this. So yeah, I'm gonna mess around with this a little bit here. Save data in system, online, USB storage device. As an extended store. I know that. Okay, well, let me do it that way. Okay, fair enough. Let's just go to storage. Here we go. $2K22 won't come. I'm guessing that's supposed to be on your PS4? What do you mean? Is it supposed to be on or off? See, it's not loading. This is not good. Because I got a lot of stuff on that extended, and maybe I might have gotten too close to capacity on it, but you'd think it would say something, wouldn't you? And right now, it's not even letting me load in where I can try and like delete some stuff. But like I said, it happened with Far Cry. Alright, let me go to the system storage. Hopefully that's not fucked up. this other category. I would like to see it, please. So I don't have a whole lot here, which is more disheartening. Let me see if it has the most recent. Yeah, it does have the most recent videos, so it is looking more and more like it is the external. Well, let me try something here just for shits and giggles. I'm going to turn it off. I'm going to disconnect the external. Infrared, not good, man. My PS4, and it appears that the external hard drive is the issue at this point. But it is not doing well. It is not showing certain games that I know are on it, including WWE2K22. So I was all set to do SummerSlam tonight, but right now it's a no bueno. And like I was saying earlier, when I go to the cloud, I haven't backed it up lately. That's my bad because it's been acting normal. It'd been behaving itself, so I kind of got lazy, which is not an excuse. So I don't know the last time the game did its own backup. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's a little bit more recent. It's still not quite right, but these are much more recent titles. And there's 22. What's awfully strange? Why would 22 be there now when it wasn't there a moment ago? Yeah, these are all much more accurate to the way my ribbon looked. Some of this isn't, like that hadn't been there in a while. That hadn't been there in a while. It's kind of a mix mash right now, but at least it's closer to accurate. And 22 is actually there, so let's jump in. Bitch. Data is corrupted. Delete the application from PS4 and then download it again. You son of a bitch! And like I said, I can't blame 2K this time because I was playing Far Cry 6 and downloading their stuff. And it did blink a message on the screen saying something about corrupt right after I did the DLC. But it was like for a second, and the game played on, and I just kept on playing it without a problem. Now I try to fire up tonight to do our stream, and boom. Shit. Delete and reinstall. Well, we all know how this goes. It's going to be an hour. If you have a license for this application, download from the library. I know that. I just don't get why this would be damaged goods. All right. Well, let's go to the library and see if it even shows up in the library, because a minute ago it didn't. Purchases. Although I didn't go to purchases. But I would think it would still show up in the whole thing. $16. Hello? Are these not alphabetical? Apparently not. Jeez. Oh, purchase date. My bad. Infrared, I don't know what the last save was. I guess we'll find out very shortly, won't we? It's still not showing WWE2K22 here. What the fuck? All right, let's go by purchase date. And it should be like right here. There's 22. So why didn't it show up in the other list? I don't know. This thing looks like it's all kinds of fucked up right now. Let's see what happens. And while that's doing that, let me just see what the extent of this damage is. Something else we can jump into if it's here. All right, it's there. That's got the most recent. Everything's corrupt? Oh my God. No way. Oh, fuck that. This is some first-rate bullshit. Everything's corrupt. Every fucking game is going to be corrupt. You gotta be kidding me. Literally have to delete every fucking game. Y'all might have noticed I got a few titles in there. Yep. Well, this one's working out right now. Everything. Don't judge me. This was a free game. Wow. I wonder, like, this is with a disc. I wonder if that makes a difference. Like, if I put the disc in, will it work? The disc ones I'll leave for later. Yeah. Double C, what's up, man? Yeah, infrared, I'm 90% sure it's the external drive. Like I said, I was playing Far Cry 6 earlier before I went to work. And there's DLC that had been out for a while, and I just never got around to it. And I played one of them. I didn't have to download that. It was already part of the game, I guess. And then there were 2 other external chapters, which I downloaded those. And I did it from the in-game menu. I didn't go to the store. And as it was doing its thing, there was a quick message that flashed on the screen about something being corrupted, but then it went away and the game played fine, so I didn't think nothing of it. And now when I come in today to try and do our SummerSlam show, every fucking game's corrupted. So how's your day? I'm going to still try one of these every so often just to see, but yeah, every one of them, every one. That is seriously pissing me off right now. And like I said, I'll try the ones with a disc separately just to see. I'm not even going to bother with the digital ones anymore because I know that none of them are going to work at this point. What is that? Oh, 4. And it's sad, I have all these games. Half of them I haven't even started yet. But a lot of them were freeze. PSN Game of the Month stuff. Or else they were very inexpensive, and I figured, for a rainy day. This surprisingly is a decent game. Yeah, corrupt. And that's the culprit right there. I've been meaning to do this some more. I was enjoying that. I don't know why I haven't gotten back into it. Yeah, we got that heat wave. Everyone's getting that heat wave. Where are you at, Infrared? You in the U.S. or where? I mean, you don't need to give me your home address or anything sensitive like that. Just curious. This was surprisingly a decent game. Wasn't great, and you do have to have friends playing it with you to make it any good. But that said, it's all right. Will I ever play it again? Never say never, probably not. For me, this was just too real. It was very difficult to play. Didn't enjoy it. All right, as I delete all my games, I'll give you my reviews. I didn't get far enough into this, but that which I played of it, I liked a lot. I thought they did a really good job. Enough said. What a piece of shit. This is mindless fun. It's corrupted. I would love to know what made that happen. Just to make sure it doesn't happen again, because wow. Never got around to even starting this one, I don't think, but it looks really good, and it was free. Oh, New York City. Yeah, I mean, they're acting like it's this global warming, this, that, and the other bullshit. I grew up in New York, and I am telling you, and I've told I'm in Florida now, and I tell people all the time, granted, it's only for 2 months, July and August, but those 2 months in New York were always much hotter than any summer day in Florida. Maybe it's because there's so much more concrete. I don't know. And I lived on Long Island, so I was really close to the beach. Got a lot of humidity because of the water and the ocean and all that. I'm just telling you right now, New York summers are brutal, but they're only 2 months long. Florida lasts about 6 to 8 months, and it sucks. I'm played this bowling game in a while. It's okay. It's not a great bowling simulator, but it's okay. This is mindless fun. It's got a lot of the EA style in it. I was interested. I wanted to get some sort of a football game, but I wasn't going to buy a Madden or anything that supports the NFL. So when I saw this, I said, that works. I get my football on, and I don't have to be supporting the NFL in any way, shape, or form. I might have played it once. I don't even remember Star Wars Racer, to be honest with you. I enjoyed all of the Infamous games. This one was also very good. I recommend them. I did not like this at all, but it was made by a company that was putting out a wrestling game. I don't know if it's the guys that... Oh, shit. I don't even remember which one. It could have been... No. All I know is the same people that made that are making a wrestling game, so that's the reason I did it. Okay, that's on a disc. That's on a disc, I think. Again, it was free. No, Infrared, I was playing Far Cry 6 when all this happened, and I was downloading DLC for Far Cry 6, so I am not going to give any of this to the 2K people this time. Yeah, Vegas, we went 2 years ago. Oh, Lord. I think it was around June. I don't remember what month we went. But it was pretty warm in the daytime. Not bad at all during the night. And it was like they say. Now, I'd never been to the West Coast. And they always tell you about the dry heat. And I'm like, well, an oven is dry heat. I don't know I want to crawl inside of one. This was pretty good. I don't remember the story anymore, but I know I liked it. What I remember about Vegas the most is I didn't really sweat in that heat, but I was dying of thirst all the time. This is a decent pool game if you're looking for one, pure pool. If you were just joining us, my PlayStation is not in a happy mood today, and while I was downloading content for Far Cry 6, something went awry, and all of my games are corrupted and have to be reloaded, and I am worried about what that might mean for 2K22, like how much have I lost, because I haven't done a backup lately. My bad on that. As I'm deleting some of these games, I'm like, I don't even know why I spent money on them, because I don't think I'm ever going to play them. But for whatever reason at that time, like Jack's over here, I did that because it was Naughty Dog, and I was a big Naughty Dog fan at that time. That was before The Last of Us Part 2 came out, and now I cannot stand Naughty Dog. And I will never pre-order any of their stuff again. This was good. If you want a good storyline game, I loved this. Matter of fact, I would play it again because I've managed to forget enough of the story that would make it cool. But it's one of those things where just when you think, you know, you get to the end of the game and boom, you got to make a decision. I thought it was just going to play out the last scene, but nope. And I am one. Let's see, does this even work? Nope, everything's shit. I am like the only person in the world that has God of War and doesn't like it. Or didn't like it. Does this work? Bastards. Everything's fucked. I'm going to be curious to see if the disc makes a difference. I might as well just delete this because... I'm in Texas and it's hot as hell. Arlington, man, look at you. So how hot as hell is it in Texas today? What's your high temperature today? Let's have a contest here. Whose balls are really sweating the worst right now? Infamous Second Son, great game. Last of Us Part 2, what a piece of shit. I think we topped out at probably 96 today. Definitely felt warmer. Man, I can't believe. This was like the first game I bought for the PS4 when I first bought my PS4. And it gets a really bad rap. Okay, 90% of this game are QTEs, QuickTime events. But it's still, I think, a cool... The visuals on this game are still better than most of the stuff coming out today. The Order 1886. If you're into that whole Knights of the Round Table stuff, this is your game. If you're like into the first or second or the first or third person shooter, you're not going to get as much out of that. There's a little bit of that in the game as I recall, but a lot of it really does come down to quick timing events. I'm okay with that. It's a very story-driven game, but I liked it a lot. They set it up for a sequel, but apparently the reviews were so not favorable for the game by a lot of people that they decided that I guess they're not making the sequel. Or at least not yet. You never know. They'll come out with it eventually, and it'll be totally different. It won't be a QTE. I can guarantee you that. This thing looks awesome. I've just never gotten around to playing it. Never done it. Never done it. It was, again, I think it was a Game of the Month choice. This was cheap, and the very little I played of it, it was kind of cool. This was recommended to me by somebody on my other channel. I got very little into this because other stuff started coming out. I waited for all the patching and stuff to get done so that it was at least tolerable, and then I bought it used on eBay for like 15 bucks. So I feel like I did all right with that. Dead, right? Dead? Yeah, corrupted. Everything's fucking corrupted. The whole damn thing. Man, I could spend the next hour just deleting shit. Okay, who remembers this one? Matt Mania. Oh, yeah. Corrupted. Of course you are, you fucker. Connecticut 98. Damn. Eric, I was playing Far Cry 6 earlier today before work, and I hadn't played it in a while. There's some DLC that I had pre-ordered and figured, okay, let me download it, and then maybe over the weekend, well, my weekend is the next 2 days, as maybe I'll dive in and play some of that. And as I was downloading it, a little message popped up saying something had been corrupted, but then it went away and the game played fine. So I thought nothing of it. And now tonight when I was trying to do our SummerSlam, all my games are corrupted and have to be reinstalled. And then I have to hope that that's all. But WWE 2K22 is a long reinstall process. The New Order wasn't bad. I liked Wolfenstein. I'm trying to remember. The New Order, I think, was the second, if I'm not mistaken. Old Blood was like a little side mission kind of thing. Also good. I was getting into this. I don't know why I stopped. See, the problem with games like this, if I stop, and we're talking about months gone by now, I'm not going to remember any of the buttons and stuff, and I'm almost going to want to start over just so I'm not a complete bumbling fool. But it was kind of decent. It was a little storyline driven, sort of like levels. I'm all about the zombies, man. Don't even think I started this game. Must have got it on a deal. Must have been one of those summer sales or something. Pretty sure that was not a free game. Well, no, it wasn't, because it otherwise would have the PlayStation logo on it. And I don't know why I haven't finished this. I was enjoying this, but again, I stepped away. Like I said, I'm not sure if the disc games are going to be different than digital. I have a feeling they probably won't, but Days Gone, I don't know that I'll ever get back into that again. It's a lot. Those hordes are just insane. I thought I was going to love this game. Not so much. These are annoying as hell. These friggin' little kid games, man, they will make you pull your hair out. I have to reinstall all my Far Cries. By the way, if there's anyone out there who has never played a Far Cry game, you can't go wrong. I would say Far Cry 5 is probably still my favorite. And it's a toss-up between Far Cry 5 and Far Cry New Dawn, which you see right there on the ribbon. Yeah, it's a toss-up. Far Cry 5, you'd want to play that first. Far Cry New Dawn is a continuation. And those are the only two that directly continue. With Far Cry 6, we have the DLC, which then brings us back to some of the enemies from these prior titles, which includes Far Cry 5. This is actually the zombie game I was probably thinking about earlier, where I played, I'd say, probably a third of it already, and then just kind of got away from it. It's not bad. It was pretty good. It is what it is. The VWA game? I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. This would have been digital, I'm sure. I don't think I have the disc on that. Yeah. I bought that. But that villain is in one of the side DLC chapters of this current game. I love New Dawn, man. I just enjoyed that one a lot. That's got a little bit more of a sci-fi twist to it. I just thought the Far Cry, out of all the Far Cry games, I thought storyline, characters, I thought Far Cry 5 probably has the best of all that. Far Cry 3 would probably be second. Yeah, 2K20. Maybe that's why the system crashed. You got 2K20? Blech. I think that's the last NHL title I got, and again, that was free or on deep discount. I'm not seeing the PlayStation Plus logo, so I must have bought it. Me and my girlfriend during COVID were playing the shit out of this game. It is goofy fun, and boy, did she get pissed. Anytime you lob the ball, and if you don't put it in the right place, the other guy or girl comes along, and it says right on the screen, smash. And she'd come up on me when I'd lob that ball, and she's like, smash ass! And she'd just swap. Oh, good times. And she and I started on this one and kind of got sidetracked. It's got good reviews, and it looked like something I'll like. I am really in a rut where I play kind of the same 3 or 4 games. Damn near all the time. I do the first Last of Us multiplayer. Current WWE, maybe even 19, you know, that genre. I do that a lot. And Rocket League. Those are the 3 games that I just keep going back to over and over again. Let's just see something here. Yeah, what else is new? Every once in a while, I just gotta test it. I know I started this, but I have 0 memories of it, which is not a good sign. Juan, you play, 2K20? Yeah, I think a lot of people gave up on it after about 30 days and a patch that didn't do a damn thing. BioShock? Didn't even know I had that. Oh, it was a free game, that's why. I think I might have started on that, but no memory. This was also one of the very first games that I bought for the PS4. Probably the second or third game I bought. This is some fun pinball. I'm surprised I haven't played that more. Oop, my bad. I played a little bit of that. It's kind of goofy. I'm not into the Lego kind of stuff there, and that's what that is. Remote play for a PS5, like you can get a PS5. This is actually pretty cool for a stupid fighter game. I mean, these girls are... They're built very seductively, and things bounce a lot. But then the fighting combat stuff is pretty cool. Does this play? Oh, this actually works. So it's just the games that are fucked? Let's see. I don't have much from PlayStation, but let's see. Yeah, Rudolph. The Getaway. That's an old movie from the 80s, I want to say. And the rest of them are all freebies. This is funny as hell. If you're a Walking Dead fan, I mean, if I show it here, I'll get all kinds of blacklisted and stuff. But, yeah, this is funny as hell. Robot Chickens Walking Dead. I'm Batman. Oh, my Dead Island games. That's, again, something I started on. I don't know why I didn't finish it. Those are the original games from the folks that brought us the, whatchamacallit, not Walking Dead, Dying Light series. Then the developers of that had a falling out. I could never get into Kingdom Hearts. I don't know what maybe possessed me to buy the sequel when I couldn't play through the first one. It just bored me. I was doing a lot of Disney Infinity stuff back then, which that game I liked. And I just felt like I should like this too, but I don't. Ben Wallace. Big Ben. Yep. This is so fucked up. I've never seen Game of Thrones at all. Never watched a single episode of it, but this was from the Telltale folks, and I grabbed everything I could from Telltale, as you can see, when they closed the studio. Very abruptly. And I was one of those people that had just bought the last edition of The Walking Dead by Telltale, and there was a lot of freaking out that, hey, you haven't finished the third chapter yet, we paid for it. And at least they did complete it. Robert Kirkman took over the project, and I forget what happened with Telltale, what all the problem was, but there was some problem. Might be easier to do it this way. Let's go this route. It'd be nice if I could highlight like 20 of them and delete them all in one pop. Started playing Alien Isolation because that's got a lot of good reviews. But again, I got a little bit into it, sidetracked, and never went back. This game is another Telltale thing, and it seems like it lasts forever. It's good. Great voice acting. Sounds just like the real characters. I think maybe one of them actually is. It's definitely not Michael J. Fox. I think it may have used Christopher Lloyd. Don't quote me on that. For what it is, this is actually a pretty cool little racing game. If you're looking for a racer, especially if you got kids in the house, you want something you can all play, not a bad choice. If this is the game I think it is, and I'm almost sure it is, then that was a freaking cool game. You know, before I keep deleting these, let me see if these have the same issues. Yeah, they do. Okay. Ay, bafangu. So anyone else ever had this happen before? Another one I can't believe I haven't completed yet. Another Telltale game, and this is good. This is really good. It takes all of your favorite, well, all the most well-known fairy tales and puts them on their heads, man. It's like Snow White is like a detective or something like that, and the Wolfman. You got to see it. And I think Cinderella's a prostitute or something like that. I mean, it's all of your well-known fantasy fairy tale people in a more modern world environment. And one of them is killed early on, and then it's a whodunit after that. I've never even started Destiny 2, and I don't know why. Again, it was free, and I know it's got a big following of people that love it. Let me go back here where it's easier. See, like I deleted all this already. Why is it still here? I think what I might do is just leave the rest of them here for now. And then I can, one by one as I go back. Reinstall them as I need them, if I even need them at this point. Because, well, actually I got a lot less to do than I thought. This is another cool game right here. I enjoyed this. Hopefully it's still available to download. I'm not worried about the 2K19. Ooh, I am. Oh, no, 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 no. Oh, that is going to be really bad. Oh, please tell me this thing backed up. Oh, no, 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 no. I didn't even think about that. Aye. You may see me cry. This is not good. What the fuck? I'm plugging in the external drive now just for shits and giggles to see if it makes a difference. Well, at least it broke out of it. It's got the external showing up on the screen now. The application is installed in both system storage and extended storage. Oh, damn. Now the $1,000,000 question is, which one's fucked? Well, wait a minute, because it was just doing all that shit. It was doing all that wacky shit prior. This is what I want. No, I was right the first time. You're not going to tell me there's no back. It's not even reading the external drive now? Is that the situation? All right, we're going to try something different here. We're going to do the reset. think we were talking to D-Train about doing one of these the other day, and little did I know it'd be my turn next. Godsmack, yeah, you can add me. I don't have a PlayStation that's working right this second, but you can add me. Donnell, I don't know the answer, and I'm kind of scared. I'm not going to lie. I loved my friggin' roster at the end. Matter of fact, I was just planning on doing some stuff with that, like over the next 2 days. So we hit the play button or the power button and we hold it. I will need a hard cable. Hook up here and also reboot that. Now what's going on? Okay, get the second button or the second beep. Power up, rebuild our database. We'll see if that fixes anything, and if not, no bueno. As my Italian great-grandfather used to say in moments like this, son of a bitch. I really thought by 9 o'clock I'll get it all worked out. We'll figure it out. We'll be doing SummerSlam. And shit, was I wrong. We are rebooting. At least I think we are rebooting. I can't tell if it's doing anything or not. Give it a little kickstart here and see what happens. It's up to 70%. For some reason, this screen is not coming up here on my... No, doesn't want to display that screen. Interesting. Oh, there it goes. Moment of truth. Maybe. Jeez, I gotta update that crawl. Wasn't even looking at that. I was like, I just need to get on and let everybody know what's going on here. So if you've never rebuilt your hard drive or your data disk, this is how you do it. Yo, Ghost, what's up? I'm not 100% sure what happened. I was playing Far Cry 6 earlier today. Hadn't played it in a couple of months. There's a bunch of DLC that I'd pre-ordered. Never got around to downloading it. Decided I would do that while I was playing the game. Went to their in-store menu. Downloaded the chapters. And while one of them was downloading, a little message popped up momentarily saying something about corrupted, but then it went away. The game played fine. Didn't think nothing of it. Shut it all down, went to work, came back to play the SummerSlam card, and every game in my PS4 has to be deleted and reinstalled. Everyone. Twin Dragons, there you go. That's old school. Like I said, I have never had anything like this happen before. This is pretty unnerving right now because I'm afraid to see what backup I have for 2K19. If I don't still have my last before the servers went down, I'm fucked. Because that's where I really had the roster, especially for Impact Wrestling, which I loved my Impact Wrestling. I had a really solid roster in there. I'm trying not to think about it. I'm really trying. Let's get some sounds here in the background while we are waiting. All right. Well, hey, for those of you that are in the chat, tell me your worst PlayStation or Xbox, whatever system you run, your worst experience. Whether it's something like this, or maybe you got kids in the house that stuck a peanut butter and jelly sandwich in it. Let me hear it, man. What happened? Thanks, Ghost, man. I'm a little sorry to hear it myself. I like this music. Mookie. Well, it still has my background. And we're back to games that I haven't seen in for. You can also bring your voice. That's nice. But it's still doing this shit. I'm really afraid that the external drive is just fucking fried. Well, that's not what I want. Well, at least it's showing up this time. I'm going to give it a minute. Then I'm going to pull stuff up and the application installed. Where do you want to select the application from? Do you want to? No, I do not want to. Bastard! Why did it disappear? VJ, a lot of these people are going to get tired of hearing the story, but long story short, I was playing a totally different game, downloaded some content for it, DLC stuff that I hadn't downloaded, and in the process, it apparently corrupted every game I have. And my backup drive, my external, because it's not even showing up. Where a second ago, at least it did show up, and I feel like if I can get in there and delete a couple and make some room, it might help. It might just be too full, maybe? I don't know. I really don't know. Oh, shit. Hurricane Katrina blew out the window and soaked my PlayStation 3 and flooded my room, but luckily it still worked. Well, that's not necessarily a horror story for PS4. That's a bravo. Couldn't reload the database. Well, what did YouTube do to save it? Thanks, VJ. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's not just save data lost, dude. It's not even recognizing the external drive at all. Like, it's not there. Guess it doesn't matter if I just unplug it then, does it? How can I hurt it? Come on, man. My Joe Biden moments. Come on, man. All right, it's there. Open. Let me delete some shit. I feel like that'll help. Please, 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 please. Okay. I want to choose. Why would it be in both? I am... oh, God, I'm fucked either way. All right, guys. Which one do you think we have the best odds with? Deleting the extended storage and keeping our system, or deleting the system and praying that the extended is not all corrupted? I'm going to put up a poll. You can vote. I'm fucked either way. I just know I am. All right, there's the poll. Place your bets. Let me hear your thoughts. Which one do you think I would be better off deleting? The extended storage, which right now is questionable, or the system storage? Like I said, if it sets me back like a month, I'm done. I am not rebuilding tag teams again. I am not rebuilding a universe mode again. I've done it twice. I'm done. It needs to be intact. I'm just absolutely cringing at the thought that my 2K19 info could be gone. Why the fuck did I not back it up? Well, you guys are a big help, 50-50. Come on, man. We got 18 people right now definitely watching. These can current viewer counts are always out of whack, though. It'll show me, like, 93. Right now it shows that there's 93 views. If I shut the stream down right now and go to my stream list of live streams, it'll show like 160 people or 180 people. Always more than what it shows you in live time. So I don't know how they get these numbers, if there's certain devices that aren't being calculated in or what the case may be. We've got 5 votes. I want to get at least 10 votes. I'll feel better with 10. Because, 9 out of 10 people surveyed say Crest toothpaste does better for them. Actually, I take it back. It's 9 out of 10 dentists recommend Crest toothpaste. When what they really mean to say is 9 out of the 10 dentists we chose to take the poll recommended. And it might be dentists that were all friends of yours when you presented them with the poll. And maybe you're giving them free samples of toothpaste. Just saying, could be a little skewed, that's all. Blazed. Oh, Blazed. Yeah, I know. Lucky me. All right, a lot of people are really starting to jump on that extended storage. I look at it this way. It would probably, at the very least, cure the other issue of making some room on the extended storage, which may then open up everything else. And if I have to lose something, it'd be easier to replace 2K22 stuff because the servers are still up and running. But Blaze, the funny part of this whole story is it has nothing to do with 2K this time. I was playing Far Cry 6 and just downloaded my DLC content that I never got around to downloading, and during the process of doing that, it gave me a quick flashing message about a corruption, but then it went away and the game still played perfectly fine. Didn't think anything of it, shut it down, and then went to do my stream tonight, and every fucking game has got to be reinstalled so far. I just did the data reset to see if maybe that would help. I know, Donnell, but I look at it this way. 90% of my stuff is backed up on the cloud, if not more. Okay? Only the most recent, and as I was saying earlier, there's only 3 games. And I can tell you, Rocket League auto-updates all the damn time because they have a main frame that keeps live time stats. So Rocket League is perfectly fine. Last of Us, don't got to worry about that. That game's older than dirt. The only concerns I have are 2K19, to a lesser extent 2K22. Other than that, I don't really give a shit about the rest. There's nothing recent. All right, you guys did your part. We got over 10. We have 11 votes. And the vast majority of you are saying to go and take out my extended. I feel like I need a drum roll or something. Don't you worry, I got a drum roll. That was a shitty drum roll. I want a better one if I'm going to lose everything. Give me one. What's this? That's a drum roll. No symbol crash at the end? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. I just feel like this is going to be really bad. Donnell, I do too, brother. I'm going to be so upset. How did I not think to back that up to the cloud? Well, how long ago did the server shut down? It's been like 2 or 3 weeks, hasn't it? It was the 30th of June. It must have done a backup. It must have. In a month's time, doesn't it do auto backups every couple of weeks or some shit? Well, how long is it going to do this shit? Listen to Han Solo over here. I've got a bad feeling about this. Damn. I could have played that full minute of drum roll if I'd known it was going to take this long. How could it be on both? Normally it wouldn't allow you to do both. The longer this is taking, the more I'm thinking my external hard drive is fucked. Yeah, that's the only way you can get the cloud, buddy. You got to have that. But honestly, I really do think PS Plus is definitely worth it. I pay it. You get too many. I mean, it depends on your interest, I guess, too. But you get free games every month. And yeah, they're not all home runs, but you get a couple that are cool and they're free. Jason, I was drinking long before this. This is just an excuse, that's all. It is it's a good one. I mean, it's highly recommended. And I'm drawing a blank on it. It's a WP, what stands for what? WD, I beg your pardon. Western Digital, I think is what it stands for, if I'm not mistaken. And it's kind of, it's ticking along right now. It's humming and blinking its little light and stuff. And again, when I was setting up my rig for streaming purposes and all that, I did a lot of research. This is by far the most, and I've got two. I've got a smaller one. This one, I forget how many. It's like 2 terabyte or 3 terabyte. Actually, it might be on this one. I forget. And then the one I have in the living room is either 1 or 2. But I've had them forever and never had an issue. I am more likely to believe that the DLC content I think possibly the fact that I did it from the in-game store rather than getting it from the PlayStation store externally may be part of the issue here. Oh, no. I wouldn't pay it twice, buddy. No, sir. I thought you didn't have it at all. And I see what you're saying, so you can't back it up from that other account without paying for it is correct. But then you have it on thumb drive and stuff, don't you? As long as you back it up on a thumb drive, you're fine. Like I did. Not do. So I'm an idiot. Yeah. Do as I say, not as I do. You went with the premium, VJ. I was looking at these other packages, and I thought about it a little bit, but I'm like, you see all these games I have that I haven't even touched? Most of which were free games. And I'm like, listen, if I'm not playing them now as it is, what good is me having a monthly service for more games that I'm not going to get around to playing? Gianni, you think it's a sign from God to quit playing video games? I'm thinking, lately I've just been kind of letting the world kind of get to me a little bit. You turn on the news and it's nothing but bad to worse. And then you hear some of the things that are happening, some of the things that might be happening, and the possibility that friggin' resident dipshit is talking about possibly declaring a national weather emergency so that he'll have emergency powers able to shut down and regulate how much electricity we can use, for example. Things of that nature. And it's so into my head that our government has gotten out of control that it's made me not have as much interest in doing this kind of stuff. I do this to escape at this point in time. It's like for an hour or so I can kind of forget about the rest of the bullshit, hopefully. What's up, Soper? How you doing, man? All right, well, I have a really, really bad feeling because it shouldn't take that long to delete a title. Let me see if it will back out. It will not. Let me hit Control-Alt-Delete. Just kidding, doesn't have one. Won't let me back out. I do believe my backup drive is fucked. I don't see any getting around that right now. We deleted all this shit. Why are it still there? I'll plug it back in one last time and just see. Repairing. Let's see if this works. Wouldn't that be funny? If by disconnecting it the wrong way, maybe. I am grabbing at any straws that I can right now, man. Ugh. Danelle, I'm with you, brother. I know, and for the many, many, many years, I mean, I've been gaming since day one, literally. I mean, I'm older than probably everybody in this lobby, I guarantee it. But the very first game ever was a game called Pong, P-O-N-G, for those of you that are too young to have a clue. And if you don't know what P-O-N-G Pong is, then go to YouTube and just put in Pong, and you will see it. And then you will know exactly what it is. That was the very first video game that came out in the 70s for your home. You could hook it up to your TV, and yes, I had it. After that, you had the quarter arcade games. You had your Pac-Man. You had Defender, Asteroids. Those were the early ones. Space Invaders. Those are like the first 4 quarter munchers that came out of there. Then came the Atari 2600. Yeah, buddy. You'll be 49 in August, and you still won't be catching up to me. Two lines in the dot is right. Or if you had a more advanced version, you could have two paddles on each side and the dot. It's calculating. I don't know if that means it's doing my taxes or... Anyone remember that movie War Games with Matthew Broderick from the 80s? Do you want to play a game? I feel like if I hit extended storage, I might launch nukes at Russia or something like that. Jaman, I got you beat. Jason, I got you beat. And believe me, this is not a contest I wanted to win. Age is just a number. I agree. I am one of those people, and I'll say it right here. I don't care. I color my hair because I believe if you look in the mirror and see an old man, you're going to start feeling like an old man. And I don't feel like an old man. All right, let's see if anything has changed here. Please populate. Please populate. I beg you. Oh. Okay. Can I please delete something? I'll delete this. Oh, wait. Gone, gone, gone. Delete. I will not turn off the PS4. You're not deleting. I'm doing my part. You're not doing your part. This external hard. Oh, wait. I was just about to throw in the towel. Oh, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. That what? All right. Well, you haven't played a match, but you do. Just because you're not controlling it, you're booking it, you're putting the characters in there. That's gaming. That's just the way you choose to play the game. It's like my girlfriend stubbornly says she's not a gamer. Yet I'm only into Far Cry because of her. She had it on her laptop. And one day I walked by. Now, she was already pissed at me because I was already playing a lot of games. And I walked by one day and she's got this thing. I'm like, damn, that looks cool. What the hell is this? She says Far Cry. I get on PlayStation. I hadn't heard of it. And sure as hell, they got them in the store. So I downloaded the same game she was playing on her laptop. I'm playing it in there. And she's like, oh, shit. And now we're both a couple of junkies for this. So I bought her a t-shirt saying gamer girl. And I'm not a gamer girl. Yeah, you kind of are. All right, let me get rid of this. I don't need this. Move to storage. I'm just going to delete it. Bioshock. I'm going to delete it. Unknown. Wait, I thought I deleted you, unknowns. Why are you still there, unknowns? I don't even know how to get in or out of the ring. Well, if you learn on 2K19, you'll be fucked on 2K22 because they change everything around. And when I'm bouncing back and forth, there's so, especially with reversals, why do you gotta mess with stuff? On one game, the reversal's the triangle. On the other one, it's the R2. And if I forget which one I'm in, it's like, oops. Deleting. Come on, man. Do your thing. All right. At this point in time, I've cleared up some gigs. I am thinking maybe I just pushed it to the point where I overfilled the memory, perhaps, and that would explain the DLC issue. Definitely don't need that one. Prime time in the house, buddy. How you doing? Oh, you're welcome, man. I thought you had already... Weren't you the one that told me? Or maybe it was D-Train. I thought you had like 3 thumb drives all filled up with 2K19 roster stuff at the end. Was that not you, Blazed? Thanks, Gianni. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I keep going back to games like Last of Us. You want to talk about getting some stress out. I'll just say it right now, man. When I get into that multiplayer mode, everyone on the other team is a Democrat. That's all there is to it. And it helps me. Somebody wise once said, video games being violent, that is not the reason people go around shooting other people. It's having the ability to go into video games and shoot other people that makes me not go out and shoot other people. Did it work? I don't know the answer to that yet. We're about to find out. In television, oh, I remember that. I didn't have it, but I do recall it. All right. Where's my 19? Where's my 19? Well, that looks a little funky. I'm holding my breath. I do remember it. I did not own the Intellivision, and I don't even know if any of my friends had. We were pretty much Atari 2600s for a while. And then after that, it was like Super Nintendo. First, the regular Nintendo. Then Super Nintendo. Then Sega Genesis jumped in the mix. Hey, maybe the servers are still up since... never mind. Okay, well, here's the good news. It's playing the right music. I'm so fucking scared. That's okay. Maybe. Possibly. Oh, that's a good sign. Come on, baby. Come on. Oh, that looks good. What do I want to do here? What do I want to do? Yes. Yes, 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 yes. Hallelujah. All right, we are in good shape. It's got everybody. Because that I did for the pay-per-view. And that was part of my last day roster additions. Thank you, Jesus. Let that be a lesson to everybody. Jesus saves, and so should you. Save your shit. I'm doing it right now. Gonna do it right now. Nope, that's not what I want. Save data management. System storage. I'm presuming that was out of the system storage. No shit, what if I'm wrong? Dadgummit. Atari, what's that? 5200? I didn't get the GameCube. Sega Genesis I got. Super Nintendo I got. And I still have them all hooked up here. I don't know why I never stream them anymore. I used to make time every week to go retro, and God, it's been a year at least. And I still have the only one I don't have physically is PlayStation. I gave that away. Still have some of the games. And I think the PS2 plays the PS1, does it not? Was that not backwards compatible? I think that's why I gave it away, because I didn't necessarily need it. Now I kind of wish I had it just because of the novelty. I'm afraid to overwrite the online storage if I choose the wrong one. We deleted, but that was for 2K22, wasn't it? It was for 2K22. Let me try that. Let me see what that does. If this is by date, I'm trying to figure out why in the blue hell 2K22 is not right up here somewhere, because that is the most recent major purchase I've made. I mean, I haven't downloaded that many other games in between. What was the other one I found it under? Might have been under alphabetic. There's 22. Is it completely loaded in? Guess we'll find out, won't we? Oh yeah, I'm always gonna be a kid deep down inside. Oh, Primetime, we were doing a roll call earlier on ages, and so far nobody's got me beat. But the fact that you're in your 50s puts you in the competition. Everybody else was in their 40s. So what 50s are you in, Primetime? Thanks, Godsmack. I'm pressing any button. Do something. Oh, it's still installing. Never mind. So it's not ready to do its full thing yet. Let's see how much more time it needs. Another 25 minutes. Okay. Look at all this. It's like almost starting over from scratch, isn't it? I'll give it a moment. The less I do, the faster it'll download. And it's showing errors 1. I don't like errors 1. I want 0 errors. Of course, so do the Mets, and that's never going to happen. You're 32 sadly? What is sad about that? You want to trade? My all-time favorite, Here Comes the Pain, always takes that title for me. I don't know if I could even put them in order other than that. It's, you know, each year I like, you know, all right, so Here Comes the Pain, just for fun wrestling games, I would say is that. 19 for great best sim. So you have those two in the top 1 and 2 spot. What was the one that had CM Punk on the cover? Was that like 17? 16? Somewhere in there? Because if I'm not mistaken, that is the last time we had create a story mode. Which means it was probably like 15 or 14, actually. Prime time's 52, and that means I'm still the oldest fuck in this group. Thanks, guys. You're doing great. Could have lied, said 60, you know, just to make me feel younger. You could have done that, but that's all right. That's all right. I am the wise man. The Rock and Roll Express. Boy, back in the day, they was it. And I remember watching them on TV for the longest time. Then I went to the Great American Bash in Orlando, and back then you could afford ringside seats, man. We got us ringside seats all the freaking time for wrestling. And we were sitting ringside. Here they come. The music's playing. Ricky and Robert come out, and I'm like, holy shit. I didn't know they were midgets. Speaking of midgets, oh, damn. Did anyone hear the news about Jonathan Gresham? Apparently, he and Tony Khan had massive words, including the F-bomb, right prior to the pay-per-view last night. And he wants out of his contract. He wants to be released. Wonder where he'll show up. Impact. Impact be good for him. Apparently, the plans for last night's match were not conveyed to him until very late. And he felt that that was a slap in the face. And according to the experts, he and Tony got into it, and he basically cursed Tony out. Might have something to do why they were the first friggin' match of the night. I watched it on YouTube. I think it's still up there. I was watching it earlier again this afternoon, and it was still there. They hadn't been struck down yet. And I thought the guy on YouTube maybe put it out of order. I was like, well, wait a minute. The world title can't be the first match of the night. But I think it really was, because that tag team match really earned the main event spot. It was a kick-ass tag team match. I didn't watch all of the world title match because I thought it was going to get struck down. So I figured I got to skip around a little bit and at least get to see the ending of these matches. I thought Serena Deeb's ending was pretty good. I love that finisher. And what else? What else from last night I thought was good? But anyway, yeah, he wants out of his contract. Tully's gone too? Whoa, what? Stop. No. Tully can't go. What the hell? NXT. Right, and that's what I was thinking too. His wife is there, so why? That's the way that tends to be. That's why Adam Cole's where he is. Prime time, was he in Impact prior? Because you got to remember, I went a long time without watching Impact. NWA Wrestling, my ass, that's dead. Dead. Tully is gone. Why? What the fuck? No, I don't want that. I want Blanchard Enterprises. Is he like just getting out because he's too old to travel anymore? Or is he like, fuck you, you asshole? I mean, they just made Tully Blanchard Enterprises. It's like, God dang it. Well, it's staying in mine. I can tell you that right now. I got too much plans going on for mine. Tully wasn't at the pay-per-view? Why did I thought I saw him? Yeah, he was. I saw him. Wow. Yeah, but I mean, ROH is not like it's a 5-day-a-week gig. Which $1 million question are you referring to? We got 20 minutes to kill here. Let's get this going, man. Let's do this thing. This has been a uniquely fun podcast or broadcast today. Carter Lee, what's up? Considering how this all started, I'm actually having a good time. Thank you, guys. You my peeps. Welcome to the nation, Carter Lee. Man, the Gates of Agony, Brian Cage, and I kind of liked the fact that they put Gresham in with that group. It was your new Four Horsemen type of thing going on there, and you had Tully to take over the JJ role. That's why I was digging it. And I can deal with Gresham leaving because I can, like I said, he'll do okay in Impact. They better not put a world title on him. The guy's 5'5". Give me a break. That was the reason I really didn't want to watch much of that match last night. It was just so unrealistic. I mean, you got the Swiss Superman who's what, 6'6"? Seemed like he was 7'6" standing next to our champion. And we're supposed to believe that this 5'5", yeah, he's built, he's got some muscle to him, but he's a dwarf. And as a famous comedian once said, a dwarf is like a really big midget. I do not have a Facebook for the channel, but to your other question, if you will hold on just a moment.
Finally! That's right, jabronis. The waiting is finally over. The Nation Network t-shirts have arrived, as well as other merch. Now available direct to you, the consumer. The 3 t-shirts that we have been promoting. That includes the WWE2K22 Crash t-shirt, the Nation Network logo, and the old school What the World is Watching. Also available, we've got mouse pads and coffee mugs. T-shirts start at $24.99, 2XL and larger at $3. If you purchase multiple items, shipping may be combined. Please allow 2 to 3 weeks for delivery and include all the details of what you're purchasing when you make your payment. You can pay directly at PayPal. PayPal.me/Nation Network. If you smell what the nation is cooking.
All right, Godsmack, there you go. And I have personally purchased one of everything just because I wanted to see the quality of it, and I'm very happy with it. I cannot tell you how much I love my coffee mug. I've actually got 2 mouse pads, one here in the studio, one at work. And what I've got people doing basically is if I was going to put them on eBay, but then you got all these fees and they take commissions out and all that stuff, and I'm trying to keep it as inexpensive as possible. So the best way that I've currently got going, I was trying to set up a more, I know at least there were, it's been a while. I used to build free websites all the time. And it wasn't all that hard to do, but now I can't even find one that hosts free websites. They say they are, but then if you really to put stuff out there where you can click a button and go to PayPal or something like that, it all costs money to make that happen. And I'm trying to keep this as inexpensive, not only for me, but also for you guys. So what works is basically I tell people to either DM me. We've got the Twitter account. And then we'll work out a deal where you just send the money to PayPal. I'll get the details on Twitter as to what you want, and I'll ship it off to you. And that seems to be working. But thank you for asking. And if you saw something you like, let me know. We've got the Hogan shirt, where he's tearing the shirt open, and it has the NatioNetwork logo in it. We've got the 2K22. Hits different, but crashes the same. And I actually got that on camera for Impact Wrestling a few weeks back. I keep thinking I'm going to make another commercial spot for that. And I still have the video itself. And I was going to say, as seen on TV, and show the video clip. Haven't gotten around to it, but. Then the other one is just the NatioNetwork logo with the red, white, and blue backing into it. And that seems to be the most popular one, which I'm good with that. Funny thing is, that was the last one I came up with. It was just a last-minute thought. I knew I wanted to have 3 choices, and it just kind of, boom, there it was. But the coffee mug, I don't know why that's my favorite thing, but it is. Got it at work. Drink my coffee every day. Good conversation started. What's NatioNetwork? Well, I'm glad you asked. Yeah, $220. Well, that's a typo. Hopefully you all realize that was a typo. Actually, if you look in the comment section down, not the comment, but the description box down below, it's got the accurate prices and stuff in there. I don't know how I did not catch that typo before I went to video with it, but it was like a week later that I saw it. And no one mentioned it, actually, until now. It's a bottomless mug, man. You can just pour coffee in and you'll have coffee all day. It's a magic mug. Now, I'm pretty sure we're taking the first 2 out of that. I think it's supposed to be like $20 or something. Whatever it says in the description box. Yeah, ROH still doesn't have their act together yet. I'm a little surprised. I thought Tony, by this point in time, would have had that. I heard I think it was more tongue-in-cheek than rumor, but somebody was saying something about Tony buying WWE. I'm thinking with Vince as this majority shareholder, would he not be able to squash that deal from happening? Even though he's no longer CEO or anything like that. Listening to Cornette the other day, he's a believer that Vince is not done. that he's going to wait this out, see if it blows over. And I do not see it blowing over. It's getting worse. The Ashley Mazzaro stories are starting to come out. It's making the plane ride look like it was a a kid's little 25-cent machine outside of the store compared to what Vince was doing to people, man. Telling them, oh, you're going to fly on the jet with me. Excuse me? Knocking on their hotel room doors at all hours of the nights. Vinny. He's going to need Tommy Dreamer to come out and stand up for him. Hey, man, that's just the way it was back then. You groped a little. I looked into TeePublic. Yeah, that's exactly what I came up with. The costs at the end of the day, I'm trying to make this as cheap as possible. I see a lot of people that, and you know, whatever works for you works for you. A lot of people that just get donors. People will drop $5, $10, $1, whatever it is, during streams or what have you. And yeah, I could do that too, I suppose. But I just felt it was better that you're getting something. You're actually just, you know, you're buying a shirt with a logo. Hopefully you like it, or a coffee mug, and then I thought, all right, I want to keep it to low-end items that aren't expensive. And the mouse pad was one of those things that is really affordable. And I just personally feel like it's better that you're getting something rather than just saying, you know, here's $5. I might end up offering that. Days like today is the only reason, you know, you guys, probably several of you will remember 3 months ago, give or take, when my PS4 died. And so I got my PS4 Pro here in the studio, and I got the old original PS4 out in the living room. And the Pro took a shit. And I had to bring it in, and they kept it for a week, and I wasn't sure they could get it fixed. And I'm over here thinking, okay, now I got to shell out all this money for another PS4 because you can't get a PS5. Well, you couldn't get a PS4 either. It's like there ain't nothing PS that you're going to get. They're all sold out, every damn thing. Unless you want to buy a refurb or somebody's used one on eBay, and then you don't know what you're going to get. So I'm thinking to myself, at one point, it's like, look, if it's going to cost $300 to fix, at that point, you might as well buy a PS5, but you can't find one unless you're willing to pay about $800. And that's what kind of got me thinking, listen, this is becoming an expensive thing. And as much as I enjoy doing it, I don't have, you know, I spent a lot of money setting this up, but that's back when I was working at Disney and I was making more money than I'm making now. So I had a lot more disposable income. But I dropped a lot of money on my streaming set. I don't really see me wanting to spend that kind of money freely. I don't mind contributing it, but I gotta have some kind of buffer in there. So in the event that something did crash like this, I feel like I'm dodging another bullet here. I must be a cat, and that means I only got 7 left. But I figure if I can sell enough shirts and just pad, you know, some of that money away, and if I can get that near $300 or $400, which isn't a big dollar amount, then I'm only looking at spending $400, $500, which is what I'd spend on a PS5 anyway. So that was my logic in getting into the merch thing, not to get rich quick or anything like that. But I just want to be able to keep on keeping on, and even some of the stuff that I've already bought just to help things out. I got one of those little donut lights because my studio, I like to keep it dark, man. I just remember KRP in Cincinnati. I'm Venus Flytrap, man. I like the whole dark vibe thing. I've had people say, look at you, you're in your cave. But I like that. Keep it cool, the fans on. I would freaking love Impact to do a new wrestling game with today's roster. I would love it, but they won't. Impact amazes me. I can't figure them out for shit. They've got the best roster they've ever had. Maybe not ever, but I mean, you'd literally have to go all the way back to AJ, Christopher Daniels, Samoa Joe was the X Division champion. You'd have to go back to that era to come close to matching the roster they have now A to Z in talent. I'm watching their regular program of TV show. You don't see the botches that you see on AEW. AEW's botches are horrible and plentiful. By the way, you all heard that story too about Aubrey Edwards is assuming pseudo account names and banning people or striking down, copyright striking down their videos for posting videos of AEW gaffes. If you remember back in the day when AEW kicked off, Tony's like, hey, any advertising is good advertising. If you want to use our video and post, parts of it up and all that, that's all cool. We're not going to do that to you. And now all of a sudden it's happening, and they're saying she's the one doing it because she is so high up in their social media department. And one of the accounts was actually traced back, not necessarily to her per se, but to the department she would work in. So, looking like she's doing some dirty stuff there. Oh, Stephanie's as much of a CEO for the WWE as I am right now. She is nothing more than a figurehead. The other Khan is probably going to be the guy, at least at the moment. And there is a possibility Vince could come back, but I don't see it, man. I think this is going to get a lot worse for him. And Disney buying the WWE, especially now that they've gone TV 14, never say never, but I'd be surprised. I mean, they could afford to. I just don't see. I mean, you're going to put that on Disney Plus? And Peacock has all the rights. Of course, they would just assume that money. But I don't know. I was shocked when Disney Plus put The Simpsons on. I was like, really? I mean, good for people like me, but I thought Disney Plus was more family-oriented, and a lot of people with young kids that would put them in front of Cinderella and Snow White and Herbie the Love Bug probably don't want Bart Simpson saying, eat my shorts, I just don't see that. Especially those early episodes. They were a little raunchy. No one thought that Ric Flair or Vince McMahon would retire before Ric Flair. I gotta tell you. I mean, think about Kurt Cobain is dead, but Keith Richards is alive and rocking. I mean, come on. Some shit just don't make any sense. Batman in the Batcave. I'm Batman. Like I said, Stephanie isn't in charge of nothing. She's there. She was there as a placeholder, and now the place might be gone, which tells me she may be gone. I'm not saying they're not going to keep her around for maybe the women's division, being in charge of that or something like that. I think she did pretty good work with the women's division. But is she a CEO? No, she ain't got that level of IQ. I'm not saying she's stupid, but to be a CEO of the WWE, you have to have a different level IQ for business, and that is definitely not her. If it is, she's hidden it very well for a long time. Yeah, Impact has incredible talent. Oh, and that was another shocker for me to find out that them boys went and signed a long-time deal with ROH and AEW, I guess, technically. The Briscoes are now there, and I'm like, oh, does that mean they are done with Impact? Or are they allowed to share still? Or because I was liking them in Impact, and I definitely wasn't done with them there. I mean, I see them doing a lot more stuff still. Maria might return to WWE now. She said the only way she would return is if Vince is not in charge anymore. Maria who? Not Kanellis. Money talks. Yep, but all mine ever says is goodbye. What was the most underrated feud in any promotion you remember? Well, my all-time favorite feud, and I guess you might be able to say it's underrated, I don't know, was Tito Santana and Greg Valentine for the Intercontinental title. For me, if you've not seen that, you need to just YouTube the shit out of it. Get it in chronological order as best as you can. That's how it's done. That's how it's done. Hands down, the greatest feud of all time for me. Very close second would be Austin and McMahon, but it'll always be. And they can't possibly do any better nowadays because, you know, the cat's out of the bag. Back then, the shit was real. And you have to also keep that in mind when you're watching it. You have to remember, all that stuff to us at that time, they didn't pull the curtain back. So try and use that little imaginary scope, if you will. It was done to perfection. It was flawless. And it doesn't matter what match they had. They've done them all. They had Lumberjack. They had tag matches. They did them all. And it finished up with a cage match in Baltimore. For me, again, best cage match of all time. Did they do crazy shit and all that? Nah, it didn't matter. It was all dirty. It was grinding. But that finish, we had never seen a finish like that ever before. Nowadays, you see a lot of similar stuff, if not the same stuff. But at that point, hadn't happened. At least not in the WWE. It was a perfect everything. The arc, the finish. He had to have legit knee surgery done. They wrote it into the storyline. It was beautiful. Almost 2 years, and it just never got old. Yeah, think about that. Think about that. 10 years ago, if I had said one of the two following guys is going to have their last match in 2022, and you had to choose between Triple H and Ric Flair, who the hell is going to say they would have chose Ric Flair? My dream match? Oh, boy, you're asking the good questions tonight, aren't you? Well, I've always been a huge Barry Windham fan, but I don't know if there's a dream match that I could say I'd want to see him necessarily in that I haven't seen him in. It won't be a classic, but it would be interesting to see. Both of them in their prime. Goldberg versus the Ultimate Warrior for the Intercontinental Championship. Double J and Lethal. Yeah, I didn't like it. I thought it was too over the top. The guy's 72 years old. Doesn't need to be doing that. But it's his thing. He wants to do it. He wants that last moment of being, I mean, shit, 72 years old and you're main eventing a pay-per-view card that is stacked. I mean, this is not indie guys. You've got talent on this card. Not sure how much of it'll be in the ring, considering Jarrett's how old and probably got some ring rust on him, too. It's only ROH, which is fine. That's where I'd like to see them anyway. Yeah, I feel like the Briscoes thing's already passed. And I think it was a much to do about nothing to begin with. So I would hope that some rational... We got to get back to reality. There's just so much of this. Oh, we got to worry about what this faction of people says and that they're not having their feelings hurt. Fuck them. If your little feelings are hurt, then guess what? Turn the channel. It's like I tell people all the time, this shit all started, if you think about it. Let's see who's the smartest kid in the room. What started all this cancel culture? Who knows the true answer? I'm going to give you a whole minute to put down your answer. And remember, I'm older than all you fuckers, so whatever I say goes. Respect your elders. Jaguar Geek, welcome to the Nation Network, buddy. Happy to have you on board here, man. Feel free to jump into the chat at any point in time. What started cancel culture? What was the first thing that got canceled? Let me see how this is doing. Do we got SummerSlam? Please, please tell me now. Yes! Yes! Matches are intact. It's a beautiful thing. There we go. It'll be tomorrow now. I'm too exhausted. I got nothing left. I could do this a little longer, though. I'm enjoying this stream. And I didn't think I would when I started it. I'll tell you that right now. Horseman jumping Dusty Rhodes, I remember that. Where they tied his arm to the back of the pickup truck and hit him with the baseball bat. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but that's what I remember. Of course, there was also the one where they jumped him in the steel cage after he came in there to help them from the Russians. Indeed, wrestling is never say never, always. All right, so I don't see anybody. I'll tell you what started cancel culture when they took off the Dukes of Hazzard from reruns because the flag on top of the car offended people. The fucking show been on since the 70s, and you were never offended until someone told you were supposed to be. And by the way, if you watch the show, there is nothing but positive messages in there, including that of racial equality. The flag represents the South. It doesn't represent slavery or hate. People have just turned it around, and that's the problem with cancel culture. That's what they do. They bend everything to their liking, to their narrative, and we're supposed to cave to it. Fuck them. So let the Briscoes say whatever they say, sign them, and don't worry about the 5 people that aren't going to watch your show. That's why I won't go back to Disney. I've got called to go back. I'll be making more money if I go back. Not going to tell you I don't think about it. But Bob Chapek, also known as Bob Paycheck, the new CEO that took over from Iger, he sucks. And he is a gutless, bald fuck. Gutless, ballless piece of shit. You get 6 gay guys from Disney to go in there saying, you're not standing up for us enough. You need to stand up for us or else we're going to quit. Oh, can't have gay people quitting Disney. Well, that's all right. Last I heard, 40 to 50% of your subscribers canceled your Disney Plus subscriptions, and that includes yours truly. I'm sick of this cancel culture shit. Now it's time to fight back, and guess what? We cancel too. Here's the difference. We're the ones spending the money, bitch. You listening to the fuckers that aren't doing nothing. It's like the WNBA out there crying their eyes out. We're not being paid equal to the men because you can't draw flies at a picnic. You're averaging 600 people to a game. Oh, it's misogyny. Men to this, men that. Bitches, it's the women that aren't watching your program. That's your audience. 80% of you are gay, so it's the gay women that are supposed to be watching your program. They're supposed to be going to your games, buying your shirts. They're not. Your own people aren't supporting you, but yet you think the world owes you a league. It doesn't. The men get paid 10 times more because they're making $3 billion. You guys can't break 500,000 in a season. And then there's Brittany Griner. The happy story of 2022 that I need. For those of you that don't know, she's a talented player in the women's division. I coached girls basketball for 16 years, so understand this. My heart in female basketball is there. I love it. I think it's the purest form of basketball you will see. That said, the pros have gone and screwed it all up because that's what they do. Then when they get woke, you go broke. Brittany was one of these girls that was very public about, we don't want the national anthem playing at our games anymore. It doesn't stand for anything, and it doesn't. Well, dumb bitch went to Russia because that's what they do when they can't make enough money in a regular season here. Well, their regular season's only for the summer. Guys play like 8 months out of the year. So they play in the European leagues a lot. And dumb bitch accidentally packed drugs in her bag and got caught in Russia with it. Russia don't play. And she's in a Russian jail right now. She pleaded guilty, but hasn't had a trial yet, and I'm sure it'll be a very fair and impartial trial when the day comes. And she is begging resident dipshit to get her out. I'm like, oh, oh, suddenly you don't mind being in America with the red, white, and blue flying high. Now all of a sudden, well, you know what? Sit your ass in Moscow, bitch. This is called karma with a capital K. Couldn't happen to a nicer, more deserving individual. Every day when I see another story that she's still in jail begging for someone to help her, I sit back and I just drink those tears. Love it. Makes me happy, and not much does anymore, but that does. Goldberg Warrior title. All right. Yeah, well, that's kind of why I put that match up there, because I did have that as a fantasy match. No, I think Aunt Jemima came out later. Definitely did. So did Uncle Ben's Rice. Once they got the Dukes of Hazzard off the air, it empowered them. They thought they could do whatever they want, and they ran with it. That's why and again, no one's learning, They just aren't learning. So Chapek, again, CEO of Disney, he really is to Disney's CEO history what Biden is to the president's history, presidential history. He's the worst of the worst. He's dumb as a stump. He hadn't, if he had an original idea in his head, he wouldn't recognize it because he's never had one before. And he has brought zero to the table. Bob Iger created, he didn't create necessarily, but he acquired billions of dollars in revenue. Buying Star Wars, buying Universal, creating Disney Plus. All these things. Tokyo, which I don't get this, Disneyland Tokyo. You're going to put Disneyland in communist countries? Okay. But he made tons of money. This piece of shit hasn't done anything. Name one thing that Bob Chapek has brought to the world of Walt Disney. Nothing at all. But he decides that he's going to listen to his 5 gay employees and now challenge the governor of Florida on a ruling that simply says we are not going to allow you to indoctrinate children in government schools into the queerness life. So K-5, kindergarten through 2nd grade, you are not allowed to discuss any of these sexual topics with these children. No shit, do you think? No elementary school at any age level should be discussing that subject matter with kids. That's why they got parents. They will determine when that subject is talked about. They will introduce it the way they want it introduced. You do not do that. We didn't get sex ed until high school. Now, granted, by that time we could have taught the class, but that's not the point. It's the way it's supposed to be. You learn it yourself. But anyway, he decided that he was going to go up against the governor, who was removing their ability to teach this stuff. And the governor looks at him and says, hey, he says to his aides, Disney World in Orlando, they're not paying taxes or infrastructure fees. For those of you that don't know, they have a company or a township called Reedy Creek. It's Disney's own town. It's an actual town. It's a very small town, has a mayor, and I think like 10 residents. But they have a fire department, multiple fire departments. They have other EMS services. They maintain their roadways. They basically have their own private little city. But guess what they don't do? They don't pay tax on any of it. Governor DeSantis looks at that and goes, yeah, no, you're going to start paying taxes now. So, A, you dumb son of a bitch, you didn't get your thing to happen where you're going to allow people to teach kindergartners about queer stuff. And you just cost your shareholders a lot of money. A lot of money. They're fighting it out in court, but they're going to lose. They're going to lose. All there is to it. And it makes me feel good. Again, drink those tears. It won't affect him because he's got more money than he'll ever spend, and he earned none of it. I think Edge is definitely returning tomorrow. It's going to be at Madison Square Garden. I heard somebody, and I'm not even sure who it was, but somebody had a really cool idea. I don't think it's going to happen, but it would be perfect to do it. And that would be that tomorrow they would do some sort of Vince tribute because it is the Garden after all. Where better? Whether that would include Vince, maybe on a video or something saying goodbye, or just a package. Because, I mean, really what they did was pretty shitty. It's just like Stephanie coming out with that blast, which it just was very. But again, Vince has now become his own Benoit. He who we cannot speak of. He can't be inducted into his own Hall of Fame. Think about that. Unless this all somehow magically blows over, but I don't think so. I think it's going to get a lot worse. I think it's going to be a whole lot worse. Oh, yeah, I was a big Daisy Duke fan, too, believe me. I even liked her in the sequel, in the movie. Oh, yeah, roller derby. I wasn't a big fan of it, but it was always on right before wrestling. So it was on the Madison Square Garden network back in the day. And yeah, we'd check it out a little bit, but, you know, roller derby is kind of wrestling on skates. I mean, it's fixed as well, and you could tell it was kind of hokey. But it was fun to watch. I would love to see them do a real version of it. My girlfriend's still waiting my response on thoughts on Overdrive Finisher. I don't get it. What's the Overdrive Finisher? Overdrive Finisher. By the way, I can throw something up here so we have something to entertain ourselves with. Aside from the conversation, which I'm loving this tonight. This is a great one. We'll keep this going. I'm feeling good. I had to break down, and I don't even remember. I deleted a couple of guys from the AEW roster because I had to open up a slot for Rob Van Dam so I can get some costumes. I just couldn't use that in-game costume. It was so disgusting. I mean, I can use it as a third costume, I suppose, but I couldn't use it as the only one. Here's a dream match. Although I'm sure it's happened. What am I saying? I just don't recall it offhand, but that's all right. I even went so far as to get the render to go with it. That's what I'm talking about. Overdrive finishing move. Hold on. Please hold on. You've got mail. Oopsie. I'm so happy all my shit's not deleted. God. Booyaka, booyaka. The Overdrive. Let's see.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall, making his way to the ring from San Diego, California, weighing in at 175 pounds, Rey Mysterio!
Okay, I've seen it now. So what does she want to know? How I feel about the move itself? Kind of underwhelmed a little bit. Didn't seem like anything that would make me think somebody would have a trouble getting up from it. So I went with two of his ECWs, this one and my all-time favorite, the Tiger print. I've always liked that one. They put the Van Daminator in there with a steel chair, but unless I am missing something, I have not been able to get him to do the leg drop after draping somebody over the guardrail. Does anyone know if it's in there? Maybe I didn't do a button combination properly, perhaps. Oh, yes, critical race theory. How did I forget to bring that up? Yeah. It's out of control. Speaking of yeah, did I hear LA Knight is gone? He's off the main roster is what I read, but does that mean he's done with the WWE, which is great because please bring him to Impact Wrestling. Do not go back to NWA.
Oh, my brother, testify.
Jeez, Ray going for the pinfalls early on this. RVD looking gassed already. Come on, buddy, get up. You're a brand new character. You only been in the game a week. Can't be tired out already. That was Randy Orton's finisher when he debuted. Really? Damn, we've come a long way. Yeah, I mean, it just looks weak because you got your leg wrapped around their neck, so they're not even impacting the mat. It's like you're cushioning the blow. So basically all they're doing is twirling around, landing on the back of your leg. How much is that going to hurt? I still can't imagine Randy Orton using that as a finisher. But then again, back then he only had two tattoos. Maybe three. I think he had one on the shoulder blades in the back and then one on each arm. Damn. RVD, man, he's getting his ass whooped. And he's like a 92. Get that little shit. Oh, come on, man. Knees. If Ray wins, I riot. Fuck that shit. I've been having trouble with RVD, even though he's at a 92. They need to patch it, man. Make him much more deadly. Okay, now when I said I'm like the professor here because of my age, doesn't mean I know exactly. But based on this, what wrestling federations back in the day had more wrestlers to go to the WWE? Definitely not AEW or AWA, excuse me. It's like, what did they get from AWA? They got Rick Martel, they got Scott Hall. That's really all they got. They got the Road Warriors eventually, but then you're going way down because the Warriors first went to NWA and WCW. So that'd be a real stretch, and they were long out of business by the time the Road Warriors went to the WWE. So I wouldn't even count the Road Warriors. NWA would probably be my best guess. Or you could even make the argument for ECW because they did get a lot of their guys once they bought them out, or once they went out of business, I should say. But then technically the WCW, because they did buy them out and did the whole invasion thing in one swoop. Plus, yeah, I would say WCW for sure, because they also had the Radicals and Jericho. Yeah, it's got to be WCW. Nobody else is even in that conversation. I'd say WCW followed by ECW, then NWA. Here Comes the Pain had the overdrive finisher. I might have to play that game tomorrow just for that alone. And it's a good thing you told me about it now, because otherwise I'd be playing the game thinking, oh my God, it's broken. For those of you just joining us, it's been an interesting 2.5 hours. Look at us go. This all started out because my PlayStation had become corrupted as I was trying to retrieve some DLC content for Far Cry 6. And some part of that did not play well with the rest of the system. Return match. Extreme Rules. JBL as Dominic's manager. Why? JBL to me is like watching paint dry. I could never, I mean, when he was champion, I would not watch SmackDown. He's as bland as it gets. If it weren't for Ron Simmons being next to him half the time, never would have worked. Well, 2K doesn't have the Poke of Doom, but I don't know that's a good thing. I figure like if you're trying to do a simulation of WCW, you're going to want it. I really don't watch. I've seen some of Stone Cold stuff. Oh, look at this. Van Dam pissed about the last one. He ain't going to wait. If you're going to kick his ass, kick his ass. Look at him trying to sneak up on him, and he does. I love the fact that the collision doesn't work. It could indeed. Or it could be the rivalry that just started a few minutes ago where he lost the match to Rey Mysterio. The way he's going to lose this one if he doesn't friggin' get up. I do love that singlet. I wonder what that thing would be worth today if somebody was selling it. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have it anymore, although he might. He's got a lot of his stuff. But I got a feeling somebody owns that. I was right. What did I win? Yeah, Yakuza, we were talking about that earlier. I've been telling people to do that, and then I didn't do it. So shame on me. But I got lucky in that the backup file is still there. It's all happy and safe. I think I overstuffed the hard drive is what the problem is. I think I didn't leave enough memory. So I'm going to go through later after the stream and get rid of some more stuff that I just don't have any need for. And try and do a better job of keeping an eye on that. But then I will back everything up to the cloud now that I know it's current and working. Rolling Thunder. By the way, this is hardcore rules. You want to bring a table in the ring or something? Get a steel chair. Bring the steps. Uh-oh. 5-star frog splash hooks the leg. Suck a dick, says Rob Van Dam. The one thing I don't like about his finisher is that when you go for the pinfall, it literally just goes straight to the pinfall, which Rob Van Dam, every time he hits that 5-star, rolls off of it, sells the impact that it hurt him as well, and then he rolls back and hooks the leg. And that's not an option. If you don't go for the pin, you'll get that whole added effect of him, selling the hit, but then you have to manually go separately and go for the pin. Considering every little nuance that they put into Doink, you would think they would at least put that finisher into this, but I digress. Love that outfit. Yeah, mine is a 2 terabyte as well. The Bone Street Crew. I'm not sure who they are. Bone Street Crew with a K. I mean, I'm sure I know who they are. I'm looking something here. Who's the Bone Street Crew? Because I'm not finding it at the moment. That was one of the best promos. I mean, it may have been a worked shoot, but it was still a shoot. The only reason you were ever the world champion is because Triple H didn't want to work Tuesdays. Oh, damn. Oh, man, that would be sweet. Van Daminator with a stop sign. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, it doesn't let you do too much with a chair. I mean, if you're lucky, you might be able to drop one on a guy's chest and then hit with the Van Daminator. Or not the Van Daminator, but the 5-star. Taker, Yoko, Rikishi, Godfather, Midian, and Henry Godwin. And they were called what? The Bone Street Crew. Well, I mean, what do I think about him? All right, Taker is the GOAT, hands down. Yoko, probably one of the greatest big men of all time. What that big old boy could do, defied gravity. Rikishi was just a phenomenal entertainer all the way around. Godfather, same thing for him, and really just a cool dude. Midian, I have no opinion on. I didn't care for his act. I mean, nothing against him. I just never felt connected to his character. Did not care for Henry O. Godwin at all, or the Godwins in general. Just thought it was too 80s. Yeah, ECW's One Night Stand was a tremendous show. And even the one they did in Impact Wrestling back at TNA days, which was one night only, I think. Not one night only. What do they call theirs? Hardcore Heaven or Hardcore Justice, I think, is what it was. Where they gave the ECW alumni the night. It pissed off a lot of the locker room saying, hey, it's our pay-per-view and we're not getting pays. But at that time, TNA wasn't so great. And that night was great. It's like, y'all should have been paying close attention and learning, because that's how you get a crowd to pop. That was a tremendous show. I remember that. Don't remember necessarily the matches per se, but I remember every match felt like ECW. The way it was meant to be. Well, you know what? I never even thought about the PSK logo on Taker. Well, now I know. All right. Well, folks, it's getting to be that time. I cannot tell you guys again how thankful I am for all of you. This thing started out tonight on a very down note, and I'm in a much better place now than I was. I think we will shoot for tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and get our SummerSlam on. I really want to do it on a Sunday because I just feel like that's a good pay-per-view night, just like they do in real life. I think Sundays work, Sunday nights. But we'll do it on Monday, this case. It'll be like that In Your House show, Beware the Dog, where the weather canceled it because like the first two matches went through and then lightning took out the truck. They had to do the pay-per-view all over again the next night. Shit happens. I think they actually did the show on the first night, but it was like very little lighting. And I loved it. It felt old school, man, back like the old Madison Square Garden in the days of the Felt Forum. Ah, good times, good times. Blue Meanie for the win. There you go. Another reason I don't like JBL. What a dickhead. What he did to Blue Meanie, man. That was so... But he paid for it. They gave him receipts for a long time after that, too. 2 months later, he was still getting receipts from guys. The worst WCW gimmicks of all time. Dude. Pick anyone on the roster the last 6 months of WCW's existence. But if we want to go back further, we got PN News. That's like the first one that jumps up to me. What was the inmate's name? The guy who was supposed to be a mental patient. I wanted to say Walter, but it's not Walter. It's a very common nerd name type thing. Can't recall off the top of my head. I think he was partnered up with Eddie Gilbert at one point in time. Norman, the lunatic. Norman was another unbelievable. Oz. Welcome to Oz. Yeah, Oz. Elegante. Terrible. And it would not be a complete list if you didn't have the Shockmaster. Yeah, I need to see the promos come back, and they need to create a story mode. For the love of God, you had it in the past. You have the cutscenes. How hard can it be? Tag Team Legends. Hell, I'll be happy if they bring back tag team finishers. When the game launched in universe mode, you set up a tag team. Yes, they have a tag team finisher. Yes, you can add it. Yes, it works. Now, no. No, you can't add it. No, it won't work. You actually have to put it in their regular moveset. Don't ask me why. It just is. All right, everybody. It is time. It is time. It is bedtime. I am tired. Been a long day. Happy again that everything isn't crashed the way I thought it was. It's been a fun stream. Thank you guys so much for being part of it. Tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come on back. Mean Gene's going to be in the house along with the body, and we're going to be going to SummerSlam right here on the Nation Network. So long, everyone, and good night.